What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you tune in and you check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on the recent statements that Kevin Durant made about when he was asked the question about playing hard in the NBA All-Star game, right? And he said that it's unfair for the media and everybody to ask him this question and not ask the American players this question and not ask European basketball players the same question. Which I kind of thought, in my opinion, I didn't think that it was a bad statement from Kevin Durant. I just think that if you're going, whoever you're going to make the face of the league, whether they be European or they be American basketball player, then there is a standard. The fans want to see a certain standard of play, and so if you don't uh play to that standard, regular season, playoffs, all-star game, then it don't matter if you're European or if you're an American basketball player, because it's still about putting the best product out there. So you can't give somebody a pass, in my opinion, because they are not, a European. I mean, because they're not an American basketball player. So I kind of didn't have a problem with what Kevin Durant said, but a lot of people didn't like it, right? And so I'm gonna play that, and then I think Udonis Haslam goes back at Kevin Durant, and so let me play that, and then come back and give my opinion.
Welcome back to NBA Cinema, guys. So I want to talk about Udonis Haslam response to Kevin Durant and some comments that really
Oh yeah, shout out, my fault. Shout out to NBA Cinemas because that's where I'm reacting to this video that he put up.
had some segments on Sports Talk today where Kevin Durant saying, "Look, y'all not blaming Luka and Jokic, how you blaming me, LeBron, and other American-born players about the competition level in the All-Star game," which I don't necessarily agree with. Because for a long time, Giannis, when he was in it, he was still playing hard, going downhill and everything. I think when we talk about the All Star game, we looked at him and LeBron, and in their era, you know, the matchups weren't the way they were supposed to be. As far as you look back at Kobe really challenging LeBron. Not that you got to go hard the whole game, but we shouldn't be scoring 200 points, in the All Star game. And I think that's people's point. And another thing, we don't look at Luka and Jokic for defense, right? We look at them for.
But still, see, I disagree right there, right? And so if you say, all right, I'm not going to look at Luca and I'm not going to look at the Joker for defense, then you letting them off the hook for at least half of what go, them not playing at the other end. So if they're going to be the face of the league, if you're going to say the European basketball players have taken over the league, you want to see somebody that's going to play some defense. If American ball players, like the best of the best in America have always played defense, like from Kobe on back. Kobe was a two-way basketball player. Mike was two-way. Magic and Bird played pretty good defense. So if European basketball players are taking over, then they need to take over the whole court, just like American basketball players. So you can't say, "Oh, they from Europe, they don't have to play defense." That don't make any sense.
Anything but that. And we're not really watching the All Star game for them. We're watching it, for our top flight players. Not granted they're getting older, but you still playing at a high level and you're going to be an All Star game. We still want to see you guys compete. So let's listen to what KD said, and then we're going to get into Udonis Haslam's response.
You saw the rosters were revealed and said you're on that old heads team. Do you think the old heads will compete and try to win the whole tournament here?
You should ask the Europeans if the world team if they're going to compete. I mean, because we look at Luka Doncic and Nikola Jokic now. Let's go back and look at what they do in the All-Star game. Is that competition? So we haven't questioned what they've been doing, but we're going to question the old heads and the Americans. But these two dudes out there, Luka and Jokic, they don't care about the game at all. These dudes be laying on the floor, they shoot from half court, but you got to worry about the old heads playing hard. I can read between the lines, bro. And I just think a lot of times, I'm just saying that I can read between the lines. and it's not just about you. It's just a overall topic that everybody has just been talking about. You just happen to ask me that question.
I will say that's a fair point.
All right,
Reading between the lines. Also, Victor, I think, has said he plans to play hard in the event.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, of course, Vic. I mean, he said that last year too, and it is. And they say it was the worst All-Star game that people watched. You know, so we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? And who knows what's gonna happen? This format might change the game, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we don't read between the lines on this show. We blaming all y'all. we don't read between the lines on this show. We blaming all y'all. It's accountability on everybody, from the young guys to the old guys to the Europeans to the Americans. Everybody. It's on everybody to take a step up and just do a little better. Once again, we're not asking you guys to go out there and go full throttle and get hurt, but just give the fans what they deserve.
Yeah, I think making an All-Star game is an honor, and it comes with a responsibility. Put out a good product for the fans and for the league, and so, you know, I get it. You know.
So if we're going to talk about what KD said, we're going to talk about what KD really said. Kevin Durant, when he said last night, I said it with jokes.
All right, for right now, let me just say this, right? Udonis has them say it's on everybody. And that's the way I feel. It's just not Kevin Durant and LeBron James. It's on the European basketball players too, because they're part of that entertainment that we like to watch as basketball fans. So it's on all of them. You know, some people just don't like the fact that Kevin Durant called out the European basketball players. But and I guess a better answer from Kevin Durant should have been, you know, the same thing what Udonis has them say, like, you know, yeah, that's everybody responsibility. Anybody who gets into the All-Star game or anybody who play in the NBA period is their responsibility to be the best basketball player that they can be. And so without calling specific names, you know, he could have did that.
And all that thing. What he said is that he is tired of the way that everybody uses when they talk specifically about NBA players, Black American NBA players. They always use every excuse to call them lazy and say they don't deserve the money that they get. This is a conversation that comes around all the time, and they use it specifically around All-Star games. They use it with load management, use it with all this other stuff, talking about these players. And Kevin Durant is simply pointing out everybody treats this game the same. Ask Luka these questions. Ask Jokic this question. Why is it when the NHL has a competitive U.S. versus the world tournament last year, it's about how the NBA players are lazy and you're making character judgments on NBA players? That's what Kevin Durant is saying in that comment. He is saying, don't pinpoint us and use it as an excuse to call us lazy when everybody treats the game the same way. Now we're talking about
question.
Yeah.
Is he right? I know you're saying what Kevin Durant is saying. Is he right in your mind?
Absolutely right.
Are they calling out just Black NBA players?
They're using the way that the All-Star game is to talk about these 100 millionaire Black American players. Absolutely, Stephen A.
What Kevin Durant has said as candidly as I can. Kevin Durant, to be clear, he didn't lie. He's basically pointing out how the narrative out there is pointing the finger at a lot of Black players. And
I'm surprised, that's Stephen A. Smith. I'm surprised Stephen A. Smith said that, right? Because, like I said, it don't matter where you from as a basketball player. It's your job to, and if you say because you're European, you don't have to play defense, then what happens is you putting out a terrible product for the fans. That's number one. Then number two, like the European basketball players won't be able to win championships, multiple championships and stuff. They won't be able to have dynasties and stuff like that. You know, it's I know what's the guy? The Joker have a championship, right? And but you're not gonna be able to dominate in the league if you're only playing one side of the ball. So you cheating yourself and you're cheating the league and you're cheating the fans.
the NBA. People questioning their level of commitment because of the money they were getting paid and all this other stuff. He's not totally wrong there. Actually, he's not wrong at all. He's just incomplete. And that's the thing to bring up here. When we've talked and lamented the state of affairs with NBA All-Star Weekend, we talk about everybody. We don't.
Now Stephen A. Smith could really start capping. Like, how you going to tell somebody else that their statement or their thought is incomplete He said what he wanted to say. Now you're going to add on to it to change the narrative back to what
differentiate between the white and the black players. We see everybody on the court lollygagging.
But that wasn't a question either. Stephen A. Smith said, well, we see everybody. Then Udonis Haslam said it's on everybody. This other guy who chimed in said it's on everybody. And Stephen A. Smith said, we see everybody, but everybody is not getting called out.
Now, do the stars that are preeminent in America and throughout the globe, do they take more of the heat than others typically? Sure they do. And the reason why is because they're the marquee.
Yeah, so now you get ready to get into a situation where Stephen A. Smith is going to, again, change the narrative back to you the star. You should take the brunt of the, but like I said, to me, if you don't want to, if you don't want those guys, the European guys, to play defense, then you're cheating them. You're not asking them to be the best basketball players that they can be. And and Kevin Durant just had to go out there and play the best he can be. Those guys, like I said, they won't be a part of any dynasties. They won't be able to dominate in the league because you can't have success in professional basketball and be a dynasty if you don't play both sides of the basketball. So European basketball players need to really look at that and say, well, I'm a strap up and I'm gonna play defense too. Yeah, you'll be able to get somebody who will win one champ. You'll get a European one championship here. Then you get somebody else to win a championship there. But you're not going to be able to have build a team like you did around Steph Curry or a team around LeBron, not LeBron, but Kobe Bryant or Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You're not going to have Europeans that's going to win multiple championships because, and if because they only playing one side of the ball. So they're not going to be dominant like that in the league. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm going to check y'all out in the next video.